Dear students, in this video, you will learn about rotor resistance starter. So, we have two types of induction motors. So, one is squirrel cage type induction motor, other one is slip ring type induction motor. This rotor resistance starter is used for slip ring type rotor. So, slip ring type rotor, if you want to start, so we will use rotor resistance starting method. So, this method is not suitable for squirrel cage type induction motor, since squirrel cage type induction motor rotors does not have any external connections. Rotor conductors are short circuited at end rings itself. But in squirrel cage type induction motor, the rotor having external connection. So, external connection through slip rings. So, this method, so we are using for slip ring type motor, slip ring type induction motor starting. Okay. So, here at the time of starting, high resistance is connected to the rotor circuit. So, here we can see the external rheostat. So, each phase having external rheostat. At the time of starting, high resistance will be connected, the starting current will be low, So, these resistances, this external rheostat, external resistance are connected through slip rings to the rotor winding in induction motor. So, here, so once motor gets normal speed, so by reducing the rotor resistances, so motor will get normal speed. So, once motor picks up the rated speed, automatically these rotor rheostats will be disconnected. So, it will disconnect away from the rotor circuit. So, then rotor conductors will be short circuited. So, once rotor conductors are circuited, this slip ring induction motor runs like a squirrel cage type induction motor. So, this method, this rotor resistance method is suitable for only slip ring rotor, since slip ring rotor will have external connection, but squirrel cage type rotor does not have any external connection. So, here to limit the rotor current, so which consequently reduced the current drawn from by the motor from the supply. So, how we are reducing is by external resistances. So, inserting resistances to the rotor circuit at start. This addition of the rotor resistances in three-phase star connector rheostat, the arrangement as shown in the figure. So, here you can see the arrangement, external rheostat connected to the rotor circuit. So, through the slip rings. Okay. So, the external resistance is inserted in each phase of the rotor winding through slip rings and brush assembly. So, initially at the time of starting, the maximum resistance is included to the rotor winding. So, once motor picks up the normal speed, the resistance will be gradually cut off. The operation may be manual or automatic. So, we have seen that the starting torque is proportional to the rotor resistance. Starting torque of the uh, induction motor is proportional to the rotor resistance in slip ring induction motor. Hence, the important advantage of this method is not only starting current limit, the starting torque of the motor gets improved. So, this method is normally we will use in industries. So, while operating the lift, while operating the cranes, this method we will follow. Okay. The only limitation of this starter is that can be used only for slip ring induction motor. This method is rotor resistance method is only we will use for slip ring induction motor. So, squirrel cage type induction motors are, so it is not applicable, it is not suitable. So, since squirrel cage type rotors are permanently squirrel cage type rotor conductors are permanent short circuit at end rings, so this method is not suitable. So, here calculation of steps for rotor resistance starter. So, we have some calculation, we have steps how to calculate the rotor resistance starter. So we'll see here. Calculation of steps of rotor resistance starter is based on the assumptions. So so we have R1, R2, R minus 1. So these are the steps we will follow. The motor starts against the constant torque. The motor current fluctuates between two fixed values. So I2 maximum, I2 minimum we have. So maximum current and minimum current, the rotor current will be fluctuated. So here we can see this figure, steps of rotor resistance starter. So here R1, Rx1, Rx2, Rx3, so on Rn. So here at last we will connect to the slip rings. So from the rotor resistance it will connect it to the rotor resistances. So here three phases will have three different rheostats. So the stator has n number of steps, so equally divided into sections. So each step will have equal resistance. So the contact point after each step is called stud. So contact point of each step is called stud. The total resistance up to each stud from the star point of starter connected rotor as denoted as R1, R2, Rn minus 1. So we can see in this figure. Okay. So it consisting of rotor resistance R2. So Rn is equal to R2 and external resistances are Rx1, Rx2, etc. At the time of starting, I resistances will be connected. So it will reduce to gradually once motor picks up the normal speed. So reaching to the next step, the current is maximum. So current will increase since rotor resistance will decrease, the current will be increased. The motor gathers a speed. So motor gathers a speed, slip reduced. So slip will be reduced, and then while leaving a stud, the current is I2 minimum. Okay. So this is about the rotor resistance starting. So this method mainly is useful for slip ring type induction motor. So since slip ring type induction motor have a possibility of connecting external resistances, but squirrel cage type induction motors are not having possible of connecting external resistances. So since in squirrel cage type induction motor, rotor conductors are short circuit at end rings, but here, so these connections happen through the slip rings, right? So once motor picks up the speed, the resistance will be gradually reduced. So it will give more amount of current to the rotor resistance, and motor will get normal speed. Okay. So by that we are limiting the starting current, and also we are limiting the speed control. So speed control also is possible while connecting the external resistance. So the rotor resistance method is also, rotor resistance starting method is also one of the method to control the speed of the three-phase induction motor. Three-phase induction motor means three-phase slip ring induction motor. So squirrel cage induction motors, we have a method, we have a low test, low test and supply voltage, so starter voltage. So by using those two methods, we will control the speed of the squirrel cage type induction motor, but slip ring type induction motor we are controlling by using external rotor resistances. So in next video we will see about speed control of three phase induction motor. Okay, thank you everyone.